In New York today, there was a major crackdown on organized crime, and a familiar name is involved, John Gotti. This time, it's his son, John Jr. Gotti Jr. was among 40 alleged members of the Gambino crime family indicted by the government. ABC's John Miller has more.
Lawmen say that John Gotti Jr. followed in his father's footsteps by becoming a mob boss. Now they want to see him follow his father's footsteps to jail.
With both of them behind bars, I think it really loosens the Gotti family's grip on the Gambino enterprise.
The case began when investigators planted bugs in the home of Gregory DePalma, an aging soldier in the Gambino family. His secretly recorded conversations led investigators to John Gotti Jr., to loan sharking, murder, and the takeover of a ritzy topless club. And there were new scams, a sophisticated phone card fraud involving former pitcher Denny McClain, and a deal where the mob used minority workers to demand no-show jobs from construction contractors. The mob and the workers would split the take, sort of the mob's version of affirmative action.
I don't believe that this is any indication that they are any less prejudiced than they might have been against minorities. What it does underscore, does evince, is that they're weakened.
In his lifestyle, John Gotti Jr. was very different from his father, always trying to keep the low profile, avoid the limelight. But if he's convicted in this case, he faces decades in jail, at which point his lifestyle and his father's will be almost identical. John Miller, ABC News, New York.
Whatever the Hells Angels do is bound to be a noisy affair, and that includes burying their dead. 2 motorcycle gang members were killed in old gangland execution style in North Carolina last week, and today they were buried in new motorcycle gang style. Ed Rabel reports from Charlotte.
Local residents in the tiny North Carolina community of Marshville were bemused by the arrival of the Hells Angels. But police were everywhere watching for trouble as about 120 members of the motorcycle gang came to pay their last respects to Charlotte gang president Michael Finasso and gang member Tyler Ferndak. The 2 were killed execution style and found stuffed in the trunk of a car last week. Police considered Finasso among the top 10 in the gang's national hierarchy. They speculate the killings are part of a blood feud between the Hells Angels and a rival gang, the Outlaws. Control of the highly lucrative prostitution and drug business, plus fierce competition for new members, are said to be at the heart of the feud. Police believe the rival gangs are killing off each other's leaders. In the past 2 years, there have been 17 gang-related murders, including the 2 latest slayings. Police say the bikers' strict code of secrecy and intimidation of witnesses have stymied them in their efforts to solve the crimes. 150 federal, state, and local law enforcement officials will meet in North Carolina next Monday to seek ways to, in their words, stop the bikers, described here as the new mafia. However, officials say they are at a loss over the inter-gang murders. They are asking each other who will be next. Ed Rabel, CBS News, near Charlotte, North Carolina.